Silver Surfer has not delivered on expectations, Kabam make major monies on Black Friday, and what the demon is this bug? Yes, hello everybody and welcome back to the Marvel Contest of Champions news for Friday. Hope you're doing well. Before the video kicks off, make sure to go over to my second channel, RichTheMan 2, where I do all my MCOC live streamings. I take a long ass time to explain why I'm live streaming on there, but the fact is, I'm doing a little mini series of opening an advent calendar and daily Marvel Contest of Champions live streams. Go to link in the description, check it out, subscribe, post notifications on. Thank you! Also, don't forget to hit the like button as well as the subscribe button with post notifications on for this channel as well. And get involved with the comment section because we're going to find out from you guys whether or not Silver Surfer has delivered or disappointed. But enough promo stuff, let's get into the news. Our first story is all about Beardo. As you know, on Wednesday we dropped fairly fresh that this actually broke, that Petrify wasn't working correctly. And as you can see, this is what we referenced here. Obviously coming from Sparkalot, and then as well, but this came directly from Steiny. Obviously shout out to Steiny. If I remember, I'll put a link to his channel in the description down below. But it was very quickly, as soon as the update went live, this was like, hey, we found this, like this isn't working. Petrify isn't working with regeneration, so it needs to be sorted out. It was very quickly confirmed as a bug and was handled and fixed in a very timely order. So well done on that, Kabam, for doing that. I'm going to treat this as a bullshit sandwich because there's going to be times in this video I'm going to be critical. So take your praises whilst you can. You did a good job with quickly reacting to this. But where RichTheMan praise giveth, RichTheMan praises giveth awayeth. And that is with this interview here. Now, there's many things to kind of explain with this. First and foremost, if you want to check out the link in the description, please do. This is a video that Dave did with the developers of Kabam, or producers, as well as like creative the people around the game. Basically, those people that will be the decision makers with things like basic 5-star arenas. There's loads of things that have been covered. I feel that from reading some of the comments in this video, as well as some like elements of feedback, the three didn't really answer a huge amount of things with any kind of definite. And this may be due to the fact that under NDAs, or the extent of what they're allowed to say about the further development of the game, and what would be a good idea needs to be and will be answered as to a point of, okay, well, we'll just talk about it. The main takeaway I think is that there are things that players feel that would be a good addition. There's stuff that the developers feel they can't give out to players, but as well there's just finding that balance which is still not there between the developer really understanding what us as players need to see improved and what the developers are willing to do. There just needs that coming together to kind of understand that when there's financial success that comes from this game, that the developers need to kind of respond as well to that and make sure this game can last a further 5 years, not just going 5 years and like, oh, we're surprised this game lasts 5 years. No, let's try and do things that will make the game last for 10 years and then think about further years. Obviously, massive praise to Dave for getting this sorted. But yeah, from reading some of the comments here, it does feel that there were things that people want definites behind, like, okay, this is coming to 2020, but this is going to be like at this point, we plan it for this, but it will never really happen until there. It's kind of a case of like, well, do they want to under promise and over deliver, or over promise and under deliver? It's a difficult kind of balancing act with this. A lot of times when I was managing a business, it was a case we try and say like, okay, you will get this done, but this is when it will have to be done. If I do it now, it's going to be sloppy and it won't work. But if you want it, I'll be able to get it to you by this day on this time. And it's a case of those definites I think a lot of players seem to resonate with. Gold being one of the biggest things, and also mastery builds being something as well. The idea to switch between them, which I think they gave an adequate answer, but not the answer in saying like, okay, expect something by summer 2020, expect something by winter 2020. I don't know if people were looking for those kind of answers, but still, it's a great video. Go check it out. You get a lot of information about things up and coming in the game. Also, it looks like we got our first mention of Marvel Realm of Champions, and also like where Karina and Reed Richards are kind of clashing with their ideals. With Reed Richards, they're like, girl, and with Karina like, round champions, bitch. Now, money news, there's lots of money that has gone to Contest of Champions. According to this report by Sensor Tower and distributed by thehollywoodreporter.com, it looks like we've had a lot of success for Marvel Contest of Champions. It looks like microtransactions seem to be the way of the world. And recently watching a South Park episode talk about freemium games, it was absolutely hilarious. By the way, follow me on Twitter for that little funny episode. But obviously the reason I've brought you here is for this segment here. The top revenue driver was 2014's Marvel Contest of Champions from San Francisco-based publisher Kabam, generating $2.7 million. If you haven't seen Austin Powers, this reference is going to make no sense to you. On Black Friday, its best single-day performance since July 7th, the game offered a number of deals on in-game collectibles over the holiday, driving its revenue. Obviously, this shows amazing success for the game from a business perspective. I don't know if this is really attributed to the fact that we have limits on these things, so people are buying like 3 of the one given thing. Like they're like, okay, I'm more encouraged to buy the 3 Odins because I've got a limit of 3. I kind of feel that would be a bit sucky if that was the case, because it just pushes the narrative of like overspending, which isn't always great from a responsible perspective. But I'd like to see, with all this financial success, more money put back into the game, especially with those people that deal with support tickets that don't seem to be very much with any kind of understanding of the game. A lot of the times it's just not particularly there. There have been a big push to obviously invest with more people coming in, and it looks like over the space of the forums, more people being added. Social media is popping off with Sphinx. Obviously, Kabam Thal's doing his bit, and obviously the regular people that have been there for the last couple of years. It does seem that whilst things weren't exactly brilliant, we are seeing some kind of improvements. So I'm hoping this looks like there's actual investment going back into the game rather than people getting rich off this kind of stuff. But we'll see what happens next year, and especially with the stuff discussed in Dave's video, whether or not we see any kind of like major investment to stuff inside the game. Also, it looks like it confirms something that's largely going to be coming out by the end of the month. It's a 2019 Champion Crystal. Although this package looks quite average, the fact is, like, I think this pinpoints to what we're going to get by the end of the year, like the opportunity to try and get a 2019 champion. Whether or not Kabam will do like a vote to try and get something good. And last time we had this kind of 99 cent or 99 pence kind of vote for a specific 4-star. I'd love to see that, but also as a 5-star, man, that would be amazing. Or maybe a Nexus Crystal. See, that's an idea. A special Nexus Crystal, special 5-star Nexus 2019 Crystal. I'd love to see that. That would be a great idea to put in. We all vote for 3 champions. We'll vote from all the list of 2019. All our favourite ones, and 3 win. Those go into the crystal. That's an excellent idea. Kabam, write it down, get it organised, please. But yeah, Marvel Insider, check out the stuff. Not overly amazing this month with this stuff and the other one, but still, get involved. In other news, and something that will divide a lot of opinions, I think that's Galactus being a playable character or an enemy boss to go up against. I just don't want to see it. I just don't think it would work, especially if you were going to do some scaling side of things, like. So that would mean under the MCOC law that something that did the same thing to Dormammu to scale him down did the same thing to Galactus, but Galactus should be above any kind of power, spells, or contest strictery to try and get down to a small size. I just think that kind of, if you go too much into it, we already have complexity in the game with the technical aspects of playing the game to know about interaction with nodes, champion abilities and whatnot. Now applying this to the Marvel Contest of Champions lore, the story that's meant to be a very much simple story that's getting more complex. It's like, nah, I don't need that. I need something simple in my life, like eating a Pringle sandwich. That's it. But what are your thoughts on Galactus being a playable character? Put it in the comment section down below. Next up, a massive shout out to David for sending this through. This is a weird ass bug. Look at this. It's just taking the camera angle from that is, I think it's like an SP3 camera angle, which is like, imagine playing like that. That is horrendous. I wonder what device that's on. Oh man, look at it. It's like ice skating as well. I think this has got to be one of my favorite bugs of 2019. I don't know if this is to do with like age of device or something that's just kind of a bit squiffy. Difficult as well because this is Alliance Quest, so you have to like focus a lot, not to kind of like, well, die, because it's like it's lost potions and things. If this is what you're seeing, you're like, damn, how do I'm gonna have to like stay alive and play quite defensively. Obviously, opinions are out that the champion hasn't really delivered based on what people wanted to see from it. I mean, me personally, like in yesterday's video, I decided to put things like noise buffs and great damage, not something like insane damage, God tier. I'd kind of refrained from that, and a lot of the times I will try to go away from that because I think, again, it kind of puts this narrative that if we go, it's a god tier champion, and then Kabam go, oh, it's overpowered a bit too much, we're going to have to scale it down a bit or change some aspects. You kind of go like, why did you give that kind of message? Why did I rank up this champion based on what you had to say on it? You know, I think again, it's up to get down to responsibility on what kind of narrative you want to give out to the community as well. So I think I want to try and deliver any kind of review video in a kind of not impartial, but as well just like talk about the good things and kind of maybe talk about a few bad things as well. But in any case, a lot of people do feel more strongly towards the champion not delivering on whatever expectations the champion had to be groundbreaking, deal a lot of damage, and be a real kind of asset to players' rosters. Let's now talk about hype. Now, did we as the players overhype this champion? Did Kabam overhype this champion themselves by the kind of teasing of this champion for a long time? What, like nearly a year since he was teased with that Fantastic Four kind of Chronicles thing? I'm like, kind of feel that he would be able to be the most powerful champion in game, but does that factor into the Marvel Contest of Champions lore? Does it not? Was he or ever meant to be like a huge damage dealer? Is a 6-star version a lot different than a 5-star counterpart? Does my 345 reviewed edition look bad on paper compared to others? Does the scaling of crits better with a higher rankage? Those kind of things need to be looked into, but yeah, maybe there's, and hopefully there's synergies in the future that could improve the champion to make people go, okay, well, I really like this guy now. Either way, looks like predominantly hasn't delivered on players' expectations. My disappointment immeasurable, and my day is ruined. Obviously, I want to thank you very much for coming on by to watch Marvel Contest of Champions news today. It might be a long edit, a long edition, because the raw edit's about 50 minutes, so I can imagine it might be a bit longer than normal, but thank you very much for persevering, supporting the video, watching it from start to finish, watching through those adverts, because it does help out towards the channel and obviously keep me running. You know, I'm not making $2.7 million, so appreciate it, I really do. Check out some other content here and here. I'll be live streaming tonight, hopefully from 2100 hours GMT. It may be on the, will be on the RichTheMan 2 channel. Link is in the description. And check out my advent calendar video opening today. A little bit of a series that's just kind of filling a gap whilst I kind of understand what I want to put on that channel, and also artwork and things like that. But thanks again for watching, appreciate your time, and see you in the next one. Bye bye for now.